Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the complex world of business, one filing at a time, and today we're diving into something that smells like a big deal, or maybe just a really big warrant. This is Jasper Therapeutics Incorporated, their latest report from the 18th of September 2025. Now, companies like this are in the business of developing new medicines, and that is always a risky but potentially very rewarding game. Today, we're looking at a crucial announcement about a new offering related to their stock, and something called warrants. Think of warrants as options to buy stock later at a set price, but they can get complicated fast. So let us break it down. This is an 8K filing, which basically means something important happened that the public needs to know about right away. It is not a regular update, it is like a company shouting, "Hey, pay attention to this." So, what is the big news? Jasper Therapeutics Incorporated has signed an underwriting agreement with TD Securities United States Limited, acting as the main underwriter for a public offering. This is how companies raise money from the public by selling new shares of stock. What are they selling? Well, it is a mix. They're re-offering a whole bunch of their common stock, over 11.6 million shares to be exact. And here is where it gets interesting. These shares come bundled with something called common warrants. These warrants give the buyer the right to purchase more of the company as stock in the future at a specific price. It's like a 2 for 1 deal, but the second item is a future option. They're also offering these things called pre-funded warrants. Now, this is a bit of a financial trick. Instead of buying a full share of stock, you buy a pre-funded warrant that essentially acts like a share, but with a super cheap, almost zero upfront cost. The idea is to make it easier for investors to get in, especially if they don't want to pay the full price for a share, or if they want to avoid certain ownership limits. Let us talk price. The public offering price is set at $2.43 for each bundle of a common stock share, and its accompanying common warrant. For the pre-funded warrants, the price is about $2.43 as well, but this includes a very tiny, practically nothing exercise price for the pre-funded warrant itself. This whole setup is designed to raise a significant amount of capital. The total amount of money they expect to bring in from this offering before any fees is about $30 million. That's a substantial chunk of change for a company like this. So what will they do with this $30 million? They plan to pour it into developing their medicines, specifically something called briquilimab, which they are investigating for diseases driven by mast cells. This is the core business, the research and development that could lead to new treatments. They'll also use some for general business operations, which is pretty standard. Now, here is a crucial detail that tells us about confidence from within. The company's own directors and top executives have agreed to a lock-up period. This means they cannot sell their own shares for a certain time, in this case, until the 18th of December 2025. This is generally seen as a sign that they believe the stock price will hold steady or even go up, and they don't want to flood the market with their own shares too early. But the filing isn't just about raising money, it also includes an important update on a scientific investigation. Back in July, there were some confusing results from a clinical trial called Beacon, specifically in patients with chronic spontaneous urticaria, or CSU, a condition causing itchy hives. The company has been investigating why certain cohorts in this study showed unusual results. After a thorough review of how their drug was made, tested, and distributed, they've concluded that the problems don't seem to stem from the actual drug substance or the drug product itself. This is good news because manufacturing or distribution issues can be very hard to fix. Since they've ruled out manufacturing flaws, their focus has shifted to what might have happened at the clinical trial sites. This could include how patients were selected, how the medication was handled and given to patients, or even the specific method of drug delivery, like the injection site or the needle used. They expect to wrap up this investigation in the last 3 months of 2025. They even bringing in outside experts, key opinion leaders, to review the findings and make recommendations for their next studies. This shows they are taking the issue seriously and want to ensure their future trials are sound. And to top it all off, they also announced the pricing of that stock offering we talked about earlier. Finally, there is an opinion from their legal counsel, Paul Hastings LLP, confirming the validity of the shares and warrants being offered. This is standard practice to assure investors that everything is legally in order. So, what is my take on this filing? Jasper Therapeutics Incorporated is in a high risk, high reward industry. Raising $30 million is a significant event for a company at this stage, indicating investor confidence in their pipeline, particularly briquilimab. The lock-up agreements from management are a positive signal suggesting they have faith in the company's future. The fact that they've largely ruled out manufacturing issues for the clinical trial anomalies is also a relief, allowing them to focus on potential site-specific or protocol-related problems. However, the investigation into the Beacon study results is crucial. If they can pinpoint the cause, or if the issue indicates a fundamental problem with how the drug works in patients, it could seriously derail their development plans. The market will be watching closely to see how the investigation concludes and how it impacts the future of briquilimab and their overall strategy. This offering provides them with the necessary runway to continue their work, but the success of their drug candidates remains the ultimate determinant of their long-term value. Alright, that is our breakdown of Jasper Therapeutics Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company? Future, drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.